Welcome to the Burbs, the new place to eat in New Hope that's found on wheels. Plus, getting children ready for kindergarten. But instead of focusing only on the kids, new workshops focus on the parents. But first, on this big fishing weekend, a water quality success story.
3 years ago, we had a severe weed problem and started to see some invasive species.
Now, see what'll be biting in a Robbinsdale lake. 12 News Weekend starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us on 12 News Weekend. I'm Mike Johnson.
And I'm Delane Cleveland. You can feel the optimism in the air this weekend as anglers hope for the big one.
The walleye fishing season is underway, and you can also feel the optimism at Lower Twin Lake in Robbinsdale. For the first time in years, there's been a vast improvement in water quality.
Who's first?
This is a milestone marked with buckets of tiny walleye and perch hand-carried to the edge of a lake.
We have two fish. We're going to put them in the lake.
Girl Scouts helped with the bucket brigade.
Oh, bye-bye, fishy.
With extra care, these fish are released as part of an effort to turn around a lake that was starting to see typical problems for lakes in urban areas.
We had a severe weed problem and started to see some invasive species. So we formed primarily to control invasive species and improve the water quality of the lake.
That was 3 years ago. Since then, the Lower Twin Lake Association has dealt with curly-leaf pondweed and a nuisance plant called coontail.
I think with invasive species, it's important to catch them early because they're going to just multiply and multiply. And so we are early in catching the invasive species here.
With this event, 450 walleye and 250 more yellow perch are now in the lake with the hope that they now have a better chance of survival.
And they'll improve the water quality too. They'll take care of a lot of the bullheads, carp.
Lake Association members hope to release more fish here this fall.
Go home.
Our goal is to improve the water quality and have a clear, pristine lake like it was at one time, and we believe that that's possible.
The Three Rivers Park District owns the boat launch and will be conducting boat inspections for the first time this summer to make sure that boats are not carrying invasive species.
North Hennepin Community College is embracing the future. Major changes are planned for the campus. Faculty and students are taking a look at several proposed buildings. One is a fine arts center just north of the campus that could be open in 6 years. The current administration building would also be replaced with a new student services building. And school officials say a light rail station on 85th and West Broadway will change the entrance to the school.
The station here and access to the campus is really behind that building. So what's now kind of our back door needs to become our front door. And so we're looking at this corner and how we have access, safe access for people that ride the light rail to come into the campus.
So far, no funding is identified for any of the building projects. A final recommendation on the planning is expected next month.
In our weekend review, Brooklyn Center will soon be looking for a new police chief. Chief Kevin Benner is retiring after 26 years in law enforcement. He has served as Brooklyn Center's chief since 2010. His career is ending on a high note. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office recently presented him with the Distinguished Service Award for leading the city's turnaround in crime. During Benner's tenure, Brooklyn Center's crime rate fell to the lowest level since 1999. In Golden Valley, the City Council contemplated plans to replace the nearly 100-year-old Brookview Community Center. A task force has spent the last year looking at options. The City Council this week zeroed in on a replacement option that could be in the $9 to $12 million range. The task force has also looked at more expensive options, and the city could begin taking public input in July. And the school that originally formed in the 1940s to train broadcasting students will eventually close all of its campuses, including the one in Brooklyn Center. Sanford Brown College, formerly Brown College, is losing its bricks and mortar presence as it transitions to online instruction only. The for-profit college plans to let current students complete their degrees, but it will stop enrolling new students. The Brooklyn Center campus currently has 180 students. The Robbinsdale School District is trying a new strategy to prepare kids for school.
Instead of focusing solely on the kids, the district is offering workshops for parents of incoming kindergartners. Reporter Cassie Bonstrom has more.
In
In Miss Roberge's kindergarten class in New Hope, the students are mastering the days of the week. They're also learning lots of life skills, like how to listen, how to sit quietly, and how to be respectful of others.
It's such a growing year.
Paula Roberge has been teaching kindergartners for 12 years. Every fall, she says it's clear who is prepared and who is not.
And I mean, right when they walk in the door in September, we're looking for what skills do they know. And the students that have had some type of knowledge in these skills are already, a little bit, almost a step above, some of the other kids.
The Robbinsdale School District wants all kids to be a step above, so starting this spring, they're offering new parent workshops.
We're going to be discussing what is kindergarten ready.
Dr. Monica Potter, Program Director for Early Childhood Family Education, says the hour-and-a-half sessions will give parents of incoming kindergartners all sorts of tools to make sure they're ready on day one.
Everyday tools, like when you're driving down the street, looking for the letter A and singing about the letter A. And when you're making lunch or dinner, mixing is talking about math.
Try it again. They'll educate the parents on how important it is that they're engaged and involved in the education process.
Parents are their children's first and foremost teachers.
The idea builds on decades of research on child development.
And we know now 90% of the brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. So laying a healthy foundation for children impacts more than just school success, it's life success.
The workshops will be offered throughout May at each of the 10 elementary schools plus the New Hope Learning Center. The sessions are free and open to all parents of incoming kindergartners. Well, coming up on 12 News Weekend, another opportunity to learn, but this one doesn't require you to go back to school.
And then later in sports, we'll hear from a Park Center High School senior making some big throws this spring.
But first, not a bad idea to have a jacket on Monday. It will be much cooler with possible showers.
And welcome back. You don't have to go back to school to learn a new skill.
You can now use your Hennepin County Library card to access more than 3,000 courses online. Shannon Sladden explains.
It's been incredible.
College student Kara Miller has a tutor to help her with college, and her name is Lynda.
It's helped me through using Premiere Pro, using Photoshop and After Effects and Dreamweaver and Maya even. Which is an animating software.
If you aren't sure what those are, that's okay. They're software programs Kara is learning to become a digital illustrator.
You can write notes and you can bookmark anything.
She learned how to use them through lynda.com.
It's really good for people who want to use a computer and learn how to create things.
Lynda offers 3,500 courses online, everything from how to use Excel spreadsheets to IT and web design. There's courses on public speaking or personal finance. There's even a brand new course on how to use the new Apple Watch.
I have landed at my own personal lynda.com homepage.
Now you can access Lynda through the Hennepin County Library. Senior librarian Shannon Crary says it's a valuable tool to improve a skill or pad your resume.
People can learn things for a job. Maybe they're trying to get back into the job market.
If you paid for a membership yourself, it's $20 to $35 a month. But with the library card, access to Lynda is free.
If you had these courses, if you signed up at the local community college and took a course on that, that would be hundreds of dollars.
If knowledge is power, then this tool could give your career a boost at no cost to you. Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
When you do complete a course on Lynda, you can get a notification listed on your LinkedIn profile, and you can also get a certificate of completion for your employer. Well, coming up, a new eating option in New Hope that saves on real estate.
But first, Maple Grove's top-ranked softball team racks up another win. That's coming up in sports with John Jacobson. Well, if you try throwing a discus, I don't know how much those things weigh, but try throwing it almost 200 feet and you'll see what a big deal this is.
It's a huge deal, yeah, and a great accomplishment for a local guy who's trying to set a state record maybe by the end of the spring. A Park Center High School senior has set the standard for the discus throw this spring. Terrence Howard, shown here in practice, threw the discus 191 feet recently at a meet in Maple Grove. That distance is in the top 5 in the country recorded this spring and would be an all-time state meet record here in Minnesota if thrown at the state meet. Howard was runner-up in the event last spring at state, and the 191 feet surprised even him. It's a big jump from distance last season.
It's almost 13 feet, which for a month into the season is really, really good. I mean, I've just been really working on trying to improve my spin more and more. And I mean, when I let go of the 191, I knew it felt good, but I didn't know it'd be a PR of almost 12 feet good. And when I heard that number, I just was super excited.
Terrence also competes in shot put for Park Center and won both events at this week's Section 4-3A True Team meet in Elk River. The Maple Grove softball team lost for the first time this season recently, dropping 2 games at the Eastview Invitational. The Crimson look to get back into the win column as they resume Northwest Suburban Conference play against Totino Grace. Crimson ace pitcher Sidney Smith strikes out the side in the first inning. In the second, Taylor Meyer grounds hard to Eagles second baseman Claire Van Buren, who gets the out at first. Maddie Gordon scores on the play. Totino Grace breaks up Smith's no-hitter in the 4th inning on a single by Alexi Radovich, but that's their only hit of the game. Crimson get to Grace pitcher Sidney Meyer in the 4th. Taylor Meyer slugs it hard to the gap in left center. Eleanor Schutte scores in the play to make it 2-0 Crimson on Meyer's double. Next batter, Hannah Lund, loops one just off the tip of shortstop Julia Solwald's glove. Another run scores, and it's 3-0 Maple Grove after 4 innings. That's plenty of run support for Smith, who fires a 1-hit shutout with 11 strikeouts and a 3-0 Maple Grove win.
Yeah, we were just trying to be aggressive this game and just get ahead early in the game, and we did that, so it helped us a lot.
I felt great. It's been a couple games where I've had some hard hits, but they just haven't fallen, and it felt really good to actually get a good hit down. So.
The Totino Grace baseball team lost to Maple Grove to start the week. The Eagles are now tied for first in the Northwest Suburban Conference, and they look to bounce back when they hosted Osseo. Scoreless in this game in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Tanner Linslow sends a fly ball to the gap, but a great diving catch by Osseo. Stephen Fisher ends the inning. In the bottom of the 5th, Grace does break through. Hunter Lindquist base hit, scores Max Meyer, and it's 2-0 Eagles. 2 batters later, Jen Radisek rips a base hit past the shortstop to bring home Jack Hemseth. Same inning, Winslow golfs a low pitch to the right field fence, scoring Tanner Romanowski and Dan Roney for a 6-0 lead. The Eagles aren't done. Ben Mazinga's fly ball eludes the Osseo outfielder, allowing 2 more runs to come home, and it's 8-0 on the triple by Mazinga. Grace goes on to win 8-1. The Eagles play at Park Center on Monday. It's been a strong spring for both the Armstrong and Maple Grove boys tennis teams. With section play just a week away now, they met up in the Northwest Suburban Conference match. Highlights from this one, Nikita Snershko serving for Armstrong in the #1 singles match against Sam Hochberger. They'll trade shots before a nice cross-court backhand by Hochberger. Gets the point. Nice effort by Snershko, but Hochberger takes that point. Same match, Hochberger serving. Snershko's second forehand right down the line. Hochberger can't get it, and Snershko wins the match. #2 singles, Charlie Atkins, far court for Maple Grove. He'll get Hunter Fernelius moving and then nails the overhead on the way to winning the match. To #1 doubles play, Rudy Lipovitz serving for Armstrong. He's got a couple of nice volleys here. They'll take the point. Lipovitz and Matthew Holton rally after losing the first set to win the second. Later in the same match, Ian Altenberg serves for the Crimson, and his partner Rory Calabria wins the point. Altenberg and Calabria win as the Crimson sweep the doubles, and they pull out a close 4-3 win. We mentioned before, tennis is the first sport to hit the postseason. They'll be in the section play later this coming week.
Good preparation for them.
That's right, yeah.
All right, thanks, John.
Coming fast. All right, thank you, John. Well, you no longer have to go to Minneapolis to feast at a food truck.
The story behind the new food option rolling into New Hope. We'll be right back.
In Golden Valley, a different kind of art show is underway. The Art of Possibilities Art Show and Sale runs through May 22nd at the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. What makes this show unique is all of the artwork is done by people with disabilities. The artists come from all over the world, from Armenia to Singapore.
The really interesting thing about our show, it's not only the art, but it is the artist behind the artwork. And next to every piece of artwork on display, there's an artist portfolio or an artist profile. And it talks a little bit about the artist and their journey with art and their journey in life. And people really get connected to the artwork and the artist.
In fact, there's more than 250 pieces of art on display, and you can see them Monday through Friday from 9 until 4:30. Well, the diversity of places to eat is growing in the northwest suburbs.
Case in point, a dining option in New Hope that's unique to this part of the metro. 42nd Avenue in New Hope is a heavily traveled street for this city of 20,000 people, and off to the side of the road in the parking lot of Viking Liquor Store
Well, you certainly want to stick out any way you can.
is a bright orange truck that's hard to miss.
Oh, that's a taco truck. Let's get something.
It's the home of New Hope's newest dining spot, El Chilo.
The idea to come on Crystal or New Hope, that's because a lot of Spanish people live here and a lot of Afro-Americans, all the races like the Mexican food.
Authentic Mexican food in the form of quesadillas, tacos, and several sauces to enhance the flavor.
Right now, we sell a lot of chicken, steak, and of course marinated pork.
Noe Velasco runs this truck.
We have a cilantro.
The main restaurant is in Minneapolis, but they decided to bring the food truck to 42nd Avenue 3 weeks ago.
I think it's a good idea, geographically.
And in this short time span,
Well, I was passing by going to the library and saw the truck, and I thought, I'm going to stop for lunch.
people have taken notice.
Finally, someone decided to actually get out of downtown Minneapolis and bring food trucks to the suburbs. So I was real happy and happy to bring business to them.
Food trucks have long been a staple of downtown Minneapolis, but the city of New Hope passed an ordinance last year to allow them in certain zoning districts, provided that they have permission from a nearby property owner.
I do know food trucks are extremely popular, so I thought I'd take the chance.
Nathan Bigby, who owns Viking Liquor, was happy to oblige. He hopes the relationship can be mutually beneficial for business.
We've certainly seen people coming in. What goes better with a taco than a cold beer?
It's a motto that all parties involved hope customers will take to heart.
I'm a taco freak.
And if the first few weeks are any indication, spreading the word shouldn't be a problem.
Just taste, and then you know what we're talking about.
Well, this is actually the city's second food truck, but New Hope officials say another could be on the way. Permits cost $50, and they have to be located at least 100 feet from the main entrance of another restaurant. I have to say, Tacos El Pastor, carne asada tacos, delicious.
Awesome. Wow, all right.
That's all the news for now. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you back here again Monday.